After beating the Lagos traffic, I'm finally here at Buhari Street, Palm Avenue in Mushin area of Lagos, where Hammed's shop and office is located. Activities here are in top shape as people are cutting and filing glasses for construction and home use. I'm told that this is the biggest thick glass market in Lagos.
Welcome back to Africa Science Focus, the weekly science and development show from SciDevNet. I'm Okitipupa. You were just listening to our reporter Bunmi Yekini as she journeyed into the Palm Avenue area of Lagos, Nigeria. Here she found the shop of Hammed Rauf, the Chief Executive Officer of Hamruf Global Limited, a glass recycling and plaque production company. In Hammed's workshop, he takes old and broken glasses and transforms them to new items like frames, awards, and crystal plaques. Hammed's business is a sustainable one, built on managing waste and recycling. We go back to Bunmi as she speaks to Hammed to find out more about his recycling business.
Today, I'm on a journey to the Palm Avenue area of Lagos, Nigeria, where I'll be meeting Hammed Rauf, the man who has decided to breathe new life into chartered glasses as a way of not only making money or managing waste, but also protecting the climate through recycling. It's been 8 years now since Hammed started his journey of recycling broken glasses. And so far, he has produced over 8,000 crystal awards and over 2,000 crystal frames. So the next time you hold that crystal award in your hand and smile, just remember that it might be the end product of broken glasses. Let's start by you introducing yourself.
Okay, my name is Hammed Rauf. I'm the director of Hamruf Global Limited, a company into glass and aluminum construction and also training people on waste recycling.
Take me through the process of making a crystal frame or plaque.
Okay, this is it. When we see a broken glass or maybe center table or dining table that people want to detach, so we pick it up. After we pick it up, we have our template of type of shapes we want to change it to. So we put the template. Sometimes it has rough, it has scratch. So we have to first of all bring out that template. We cut it to the template. So when we cut it to the template, I have a filing machine that I've got. We file it. After we file it, we wash it. After we will now wash it, we have a chemical, all these scratches and everything. So I have to do research on that chemical as well, because there was a time people do complain to that this thing is scratched, this thing is not well presentable and the like. So we fleet it, we put a chemical for it to back to shining. So when we do that, so we are able to now, if we want to print on it, maybe the person that requested for the shape want us to print, we print, or we just sell it to all these people selling crystal awards. So those are the things we pass through.
So now that you started, when do you source your materials from the ones you used to do the crystal frames and plaques?
Okay, reason why I did not leave market, I was trained in Buhari, which is the market, the biggest market whereby you can get thick glass.
This is where we
are now. And reason why I don't live here, I get a lot of challenges and everything from here because people don't even understand what I'm doing. Sometimes they make jest of me. They will say that this guy just a pack broken all around. What did they use that for? But right, like let me say, like 3 years ago now, they are now getting it. Because they are now seeing it on social media and they say, when I want to go and pack their broken, I say, you will give us money, because you are using it to make money, So now, but before they just say, come and pack. But now they are getting that we are making it. So now it's now even getting difficult for me to even get waste because I have to give them money because they know that I'm using it to make money. So I don't leave this market because I know that's the best place for me to get waste because that's where they are cutting glass every daily basis. So, and apart from that, some people always called me maybe from, Ahmed, I know that you can use glass to do something. Just come and pack this my broken table. So some people called me and I go to their house, I pack their table. So that's how I source for my waste. Sometimes I might just be walking on the road and I will just see some people pack glass at the roads. I think there was a time where they had accidents at around Ekpe, a glass motor had that around Ekpe. So we have to go there to come and pack the glass because we know that glass is going to be wasted there. So that's how we source our waste.
According to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, recycling helps the planet because it saves energy, reduces waste and pollution, and contributes to a green mentality that ensures we live a more sustainable lifestyle. Professor Ilemobayo Oguntimehin, a professor of environmental dynamics and management at the Olusegun Agagu University of Science and Technology in Okitipupa, Ondo State, Nigeria, explains the science of recycling to us.
Recycling can be referred to as the process of converting waste or the materials that we usually discard because we don't need them immediately or we have not found any usefulness for them as at the time of discarding them, into converting those materials into reusable materials, converting them into things that will benefit us, benefited the environment. So conventionally, when you don't need something, you think that is useless. But in nature, there is nothing that is waste that is useless. So anything can be useful again. And that is what brings about the 3R. The 3R is when you generate some things that are not needed, that you classified as waste, you look for a way of reducing the way they are generated. Then you can reuse the material, or you now recycle. So that is where the word recycle now coming. It is not that it's a new concept per se. It has been on, and it has been practiced for thousands of years. To us as human, we have many ways that we generate. When we eat and consume food, it gives us chemical energy. We use it to walk, we can move around. And during the process, we have waste product that is generated, and we have to visit the toilet or the lavatory. And when we defecate, what we term as waste that goes into the soakaway is now being used, the production of biogas, which is also used for cooking again in the kitchen to produce new food material. So we can look at it in that sense as reusing something that is termed waste to produce gas, which is, we all know the price of gas, which is a form of energy now. So biogas is an example. That's a clear example of how we can reuse waste or recycle it back for use domestically.
What's the science behind recycling?
I want to clarify this issue of recycling, that we have two aspects of it. We can have an upcycling of material. Then we can also have a downcycling of material. When we talk about upcycling of material, that is where you turn recycled materials into something of equal or greater value or quality than the original product. Sometimes when we say upcycling, it refers to the reuse of an item instead of throwing it away. So upcycling will lengthen the life of the given material. It will also have an industrial usage, which depends on the material strength. So paper can go through upcycling. Cardboard, metal, also recycled aluminum cans can become new aluminum can. Recycled steel can also be turned into steel can. And when we the recycled metals, we can use them to manufacture other parts of automobile or appliances or other metal products. Now, when we talk about downcycling, this is why we turn a product into a different product entirely. which the cycle is not infinitely repeatable. Okay, an example of downcycling is when a plastic bottle gets torn into a fleece jacket. Okay, PET plastic like soda bottles, which are very hard to recycle, now infinitely, because when they become a new product, the plastic gets weaker each time. And the virgin materials often have to be added, in order to make a new product to account for the weakening of so just to fortify the lost material strength.
Professor Oguntimehin also tells us why recycling is so important in sub-Saharan Africa.
It is very important that we turn recycling into our culture, because that is the way we can preserve nature. One of the best ways to preserve nature is to turn, recycling into our culture, which means that if we generate a kind of waste that we classify as waste and we find useful end uses for them, then they will become raw materials. It brings an improved economy. A lot of people are now making money, through recycling of plastic, because it's very new, and it also clean up the environment. And that is where the issue of climate changes come in. Climate changes, different emissions into environment are reduced actually as a result of cleanup and reuse of plastics. So on this issue of recycling, I want to also mention that when an item is recycled, it is processed and we turn it into something new, or rather than creating from the virgin material, you use the waste disposed is used, turn into something useful. So when you create something new from the scratch, you expend a lot of energy. But if you are recycling or you are recreating from a material that has been created already, the energy that you put into it is become reduced, and that is where actually the issue of mitigation of climate change comes in. Emissions are reduced by recycling. The less energy used to produce a good fewer materials, then it cuts down what we call the greenhouse gases, which are emitted in the process of producing this material. And when greenhouse gases are cut down, the emissions are cut down, it reduces the effect of global warming.
While transforming discarded glasses is so environmental friendly, products like Hamid's have to be useful for the people who would buy them. Mufutau Adelotan is one of Hamid's customers, and he spoke to Bunmi about why he likes the product.
I've been patronizing Hamruf for over 10 years, and the designs, concept, and even cost effectiveness is part of what attracted me to be patronizing Hamruf glasses for award plaques and frames.
Thick glass crystal frames and awards. What attracted you to it?
Crystal plaques and award by Hammed, who runs Hamruf glasses somewhere in Mushin. I can say are one of the best plaques and awards products we have in town now, because people are moving away from the usual wooden plaques we have, that if for years or months you start seeing them being eaten off by termites and some other things, but the glass are so durable and you can easily conserve them very well.
What would you say about his idea of using glass shattered glasses to make frames as a way of protecting the environment?
Using shattered glasses to make frames and awards is not just doing creativity and innovativeness, but you are equally supporting and preventing the environment through the climate change initiative. In Rotary, where we belong, we have what we call the 7 areas of focus of the Rotary Foundation. And the last one there is what we call supporting the environment, which basically talks about climate change. And Hamruf's initiative of using cut glasses is just a perfect idea of supporting the environment through the grocery's 7 areas of focus. So aside in creating good products which are cost effective, is equally supporting the environment and supporting the climate change initiative.
Hammed's intervention means waste glasses can be repurposed to create new products. Doyinsola Ogunye is a climate change activist and the founder of a recycling scheme for women and youth empowerment. She spoke to Bunmi about the implications of recycling for the planet.
We are in an era where, everybody is talking about climate change. The weather is changing. The heat waves are happening, even right here in Lagos. And a lot of people feel like there's nothing we can do about it. But the major thing that causes this thing is global warming. And with global warming, we find out that we're using a lot of gas, greenhouse gases. When you use your air conditioning, for example, when you drive your car, all these gases actually go and trap heat. And that is what is causing the climate to change at this time. But there are things that we can do. Planting trees, for one, is one of it, because tree planting helps to absorb these greenhouse gases, and one of the easiest things we can also do for the environment.
Now, how important, or why is recycling important to Africa?
It's important to us because, number one, when it comes to climate, we are the ones that bear the brunt, and we are the ones that should get more, when it comes to, the benefits, when it comes to climate finance and things like that. So this habit of recycling is a good habit, but it's also good for the business. Eco-friendly businesses should start in Africa. And this way we're able to generate more income, even for the people that, for example, the farmers, we're able to get funding so that their crop can adapt to the climate change that is happening. So it's very important that Africa, comes to the table and does something regarding, the climate and also recycling.
Now, there is a guy who does glass waste recycling. The byproduct is crystal frames and awards. What do you think about this initiative?
I think it's a laudable one. I think it's I think it's a beautiful idea for somebody to be recycling that. But I also think that more people should be doing it. We're consuming en masse. Many people are using glass every day. Many people are using these materials every day. So we have to do more when it comes to recycling it. We can make different things from it, and we can also continue to encourage people to start recycling their glass, start reusing their glass as well. So I feel like what the man is doing is good, but we need more people to continue to do that.
We go back to Hammed, who let us know that he trains other people in this business.
Actually, I just started training people now. It's not even up to 3 to 4 years. Because before, I just decided that I want people to know me very well. I want to be well known. I was scared that if I started training people, will people be able to know that I'm the founder? So, but when I traveled recently to Accra in Ghana, so I shared this idea with somebody that I don't want people, because that person to ask me the same question. So I shared this idea with somebody that, no, I don't want to train now. People will not know that I'm the one that started it. I don't, so if you don't do this, how people will be able to know, transfer your knowledge, how will you be able to know all over the world? So when I back to Nigeria, so I decided that, okay, it's going to be a record that started it. So let me start training people. So throughout like 4 years ago now, I can say that I've trained 15 people actually, and they are in this market currently, that I'm proud to say that 15 people actually. But something that's just touching to me is that after they are trained, they still go back to all this aluminum, because I don't want to train them that alone. So I train them more with my first work, which is aluminum construction. Do that because I know that this recycling work is not something that can be easily achieved in a day. So they can use that one as a source of income for them, the way I use it as a source of income. But most of these youths, they derive from it because they don't want to face that challenges. So most time I just see them working on the alumni. I always ask them, because I always still continue asking them, don't forget your recycling. Don't forget how to turn all this your waste to products. But laziness and the likes. But currently, I'm working on training 50 people at once. So last year, I declared it open. So I want to partner last year. I want to partner with Lagos State. I want to partner with the yearly RSC in Accra, because they summon me and they said that, okay, they want to partner with me. So when all these things, meetings and the like is going on, I don't even know how the press people knows it. So the nation newspaper have to publish it, that I want to train 50. There's a young guy, I want to train 50 people, want to partner with WAPA, Women Affairs Commission of Lagos State. So they publish it. And we supposed to started that last year, but something came up, which is, I was so strong and the likes. So we stopped. But currently, as I was talking to you, over 120 people have registered, because we declared it open 2 weeks ago. So over 120 people have registered across Nigeria. So we have to even shortlist them to back to 50, which we are working on. And the training is going to start March 4th of March. This training is going to start by 4th of March. So by ending of this February, we are done with our shortlisting people we want to train and the like. So we are going to the world and want people to know that this is achievable, because people are now ready to even turn. When you are even talking, like, let me talk about 10 years ago, when you are talking about recycling in some people in youth, they don't even know what you are talking about. But people are now getting knowledge about recycling now, and they want to be involved. So, and I'm happy to even train more and more people now. I can happily say in all over West Africa, I'm the only one currently, not in Nigeria, all over West Africa. I'm the only one, I'm proud to say that I'm the only one currently turning waste thick glass. I put thick glass because some people can recycle all these normal light glass, aluminum and the like. But I put 10 mm, 12 mm thick glass. I'm the only one recycling waste thick glass to do a lot of different shapes of crystals and the likes.
Mufutau tells us the improvements he'd like to see in the repurposed products.
For now, what I would just advise and what you would like to see is for him to put in more innovations into it and see what he can do better, make his products more attractive, more durable, and last longer. Because anybody saying what he's doing, they want to say, okay, let me try this. And once he can do it, aside from doing frames, I said, he had him done decorations for staircases, all those aluminum staircases. You go to some places, you see where he has done some things to add to the value of those aluminum railings. So those things should be encouraged, and you try and just improve upon all these things.
Would you encourage people to make use of these products and help the idea in diversifying?
Definitely, my advice and appeal to people is, since we are trying to see what we can do to encourage climate change, and not only glasses, we will encourage to recycle products we can recycle. So, and glass is one of those things people never feel that they can, because of the danger in touching or handling glasses. But I tell you, there are dangers in everything we do. There are work hazards in everywhere we are. But we just need to be cautious enough and do what we know how to do best, and do best practices in anywhere we are. So I encourage us to put in more effort and encourage and support this initiative of using cut glasses to make frames, awards, and so many other products, as we have been saying, by Hamruf glasses.
How can we get more people to embrace recycling and other sustainable practices in sub-Saharan Africa? We go back to Professor Oguntimehin to find out.
The concept of recycling is not new. to us in this part of the world. But the problem is that there is no strict compliance on recycling of waste of material or reuse of them. I give an example of plastic. Plastic in the form of polythene, polypropylene, another form of plastic that are manufactured for use they don't have a definite clear-cut path for recycling. Unlike in developed countries, okay, like in Japan, where I stayed for some time, waste are sorted at sources of generation. So domestic waste are sorted into combustible, plastics, which is non-combustible, bin, can, then also some waste like battery and all those things that are, categorized as toxic waste. So they are kept separate bags. So that helps to find better usage for all those waste, because we know that since they are sorted from sources, management of such waste become very easy. Other materials that can be sorted, like paper, which is classified as combustible. Glass is also very important. Glass being broken glasses and all those things can also be sorted separately, and all these materials can be recycled. Metals also can be recycled. So these are different categories of materials that can be recycled.
Is recycling sustainable for the climate? I ask because there has been a mixed reaction about recycling.
After we have sorted the waste, the materials that are sorted into different categories can now be processed or broken down into something that looks like raw material form. For instance, paper can be turned into pulp again. And if it is plastic can be turned into pellet. And if it is a glass or metal, in most cases, they are melted down to reshape them. Some of them are reshapeable. Some can be reshaped again. And the only difference between the manufactured one, freshly manufactured plastic, and the recycled plastic is that there is usually a symbol on the body, because the strength, when you have recycled a plastic, the strength may not be as when it is freshly produced. So it becomes very important for the public to know that this particular material you are using is a recycled. So there's this arrow, 3 arrows that are made in form of the end-to-end arrow. So in form of a triangle that shows this material is a recyclable material. And I want to also say that the lifespan of the recycled materials depends on the type of materials and product that it is turned into. So for materials like aluminium and glass, they can be recycled indefinitely without losing their quality, which is a bit different from that type of plastic. Plastic degrades with time. So when they go through recycling, their strength is reduced.
That's all from us at Africa Science Focus today. If you want to find out more, head to the SciDevNet website. That's www.scidev.net. Today's show was produced by Alice Hurst with editing by Ogechi Ekeanyanwu and Titilope Fadare and reporting by Bunmi Yekini. I'm Ogechi Ekeanyanwu. Until next time, goodbye. This project was funded by the European Journalism Centre through the Solutions Journalism Accelerator. The fund is supported by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Do you have any comments, questions, or feedback about our podcast episodes? Let us know at podcast@scidev.net. Africa Science Focus is produced by SciDevNet and distributed in association with your local radio station.